A change of pace. Interesting title. But how does that apply to you? What does it really mean? Can you grow faster? Can you break through blockages faster? Can you transform your life faster than before? And why is that? This and more I will be sharing in this video. So fasten your seatbelt and let's dive into this one. Like, subscribe and share. Hi, my name is Lotfi, and today I'm gonna elaborate on some good news. But of course it always depends on what you do with it, if it's really going to benefit you or not. So as I mentioned in previous videos, our whole solar system has moved into another area in space. It crossed a barrier in 2012, and this new part of space has a higher vibration. And that is physical. That has been proven by scientists. But at the same time, this is going in parallel with a raise of frequency on planet Earth. Consciousness. And you see this around you, maybe, that more and more people are waking up, more and more people are starting to work on themselves, more and more people are not believing everything anymore, but actually can sense when something is true, when something is false. And this now also has another effect. It may have been already been there, but since this year, I mean, not exactly from the 1st of January, but around this period, we see an acceleration of in our abilities. What do I mean by this? Back in the days, when I started working on myself in the early 2000s, it was very common that you would spend at least 6 months talking to a psychologist. On a weekly basis, that is. 45 minutes and then out, see you next week. And 6 months was like really a short period. If you had big problems, there are people who have been spending years to deal with a few issues. Today, it is possible, and I'll explain why in a minute, to do what you used to do in 6 months in 1 month, or maybe even in 1 week. Yes, let that sink in for a moment. There are two reasons for this, two main reasons. One is the raise in frequency, raise in vibration, everything moves faster. When you look around, you see changes happening faster and faster. Two, is that a lot of us have been working on ourselves. So we're getting better. It's like training for a marathon or for any competition. The more you practice, the better you get at it. But despite the practice, it was the raise of frequency that makes it possible now to go really fast. So you can have 1 or 2 sessions and then you get it. You can break in these sessions through your blockages, through your barriers, through your pain, through your trauma, and then start walking from there. Yes, it will need time to integrate in your system, in your body. You need time to adapt, but even that goes faster than before. So if you have a blockage any kind of problem, any kind of thing that is holding you back from being your greatest self, from radiating, from reaching your true potential. Do not believe at first hand when somebody says, okay, this is going to be a project for 2 years, 3 years. Because if somebody says that to you, that is based on their previous experience. I used to get jealous sometimes looking at the youth of today. Young people, for me it looks like they're so much ahead of their age, but it's because of the changes. When I was at their age, I was nowhere near to where they are today. They are 10 years ahead of what I did, or even more in some cases. But that's because of all the changes that are happening. And if, for example, you decide to work with me, I may still tell you like, hey, commit to 5 sessions every week or every 2 weeks. This is not because I believe it will take you so many sessions to get it or to break through your blockage. You may do that in the first session or the second one. But it's about adapting, implementing, integrating it in your daily life. And that's where a lot of people make the mistake, like, now I know what to do, and they start running. And at a certain moment, bang! And then they go back to their old selves. And they can start all the way over. Follow up and being able to pick up the phone and to ask questions, to ask for guidance, like, hey, I'm now in that. I mean, what is a breakthrough? It's breaking through a wall. And suddenly you're in a different country and everything is new. It can feel unsettling. And that's why a lot of people after the breakthrough go back to the old, because they know it and it's some kind of safe. I call it comfort zone. But comfort zone becomes hell zone if you do not grow and evolve. I was lucky that when I had one of my biggest breakthroughs, which was in 2012, that I had a mentor. Unfortunately, about 60% of the group that I was in, who had the breakthroughs, did go back to their old selves. Because they did not have the support, or did not look for the support. And although I do not blame the coach who helped us have the breakthrough, he was just a passant. He came and then he left the country. He did his work, left the country. I do offer, always offer, even when they're a 1 weekend workshop for breakthrough, I do offer a comeback moment to evaluate where people stand and to see if they need some kind of support. And I include it in the price. It's a package, because I've seen how important it is. People can still decide that they do not want it, do not want to utilize it, or come back and say, no, I can do everything by myself, fine. But at least I give you an opportunity that you commit to upfront and you free time for, to evaluate where you stand, so that you can make choices that will benefit you. This is why I generally work in packages of 5 sessions, at least at the start. And if then we can say, okay, I don't need another 5, but I need another 2 or 3, fine. Or I want to do, after these 5 sessions, I want to do mentoring and move to 1 meeting per month. That's not coaching anymore, that's mentoring. That's also fine. I personally benefited hugely from having a mentor for 10 years straight. You need to see what you need. But remember, we can move faster now. But this will only work if we are not up here, but up here, in here. So not up here, but in here. And really do the work and commit to integrating what we learn. If you have any questions, if you need support, feel free to contact me. And I hope you'll experience a beautiful growth. See you in the next video. Have a wonderful day. Like, subscribe, and share.